Matt Smith here for Sports Talk at the stadium. Just following Clemson's 35-12 victory over Furman in the home opener at Death Valley for the Tigers. Of course, Clemson moves to 2-0. You want the good news or the bad news? Our recap brought to you by the South Carolina Beef Council. The good news, Clemson is 2-0. And the offense looked as good, perhaps, and as crisp as it has with DJ Uiagalelei under center. The bad news, in the end, Furman actually outgained the Tigers, and perhaps because the defense was not what we have grown accustomed to under either Brent Venables or Wes Goodwin and Mickey Kahn here at Clemson. Now, all of that was addressed by the coordinators in the post game, and really, Coach Sweeney, Coach Goodwin, and Brandon Streeter all pointed to the short week, the Monday night game against Georgia Tech, and the difficulty of having to turn around, not really learning much from the North Greenville tape for Furman and what Clay Hendricks was bringing into Death Valley. So all of those factors, I still think Clemson fans have a right to say, hey, wasn't a great performance from the defense. Offensively, however, following the very good fourth quarter that Phil Kornblut laid out for you in his last post-game recap and all week on Sports Talk about how DJ Uiagalelei, following the play to Will Shipley against Georgia Tech, he just played with more confidence, played better. That specific play wasn't pointed out, but what was pointed out is that DJ Uiagalelei has played very well and played with great confidence since the second quarter of the Georgia Tech game, and no one can disagree. Very confident today, led the Tigers on 3 consecutive touchdown drives to open the ball game, and Furman was playing hard, playing well, and they were answering as best they could, but DJ in the offense, specifically Bo Collins, who's quickly becoming DJ Uiagalelei's favorite target, had a 40-yard connection in the first quarter. It led to 3 consecutive touchdowns, and one of which went to Bo Collins. And DJ looked terrific, and it looked like his decision-making had improved as well because he ran at the right times. He ran to throw, rolled out, made a couple of nice throws on the run when he was rolling to his right, but also ran for first down yardage on a couple of occasions. And it just seemed the timing of those runs was spot on. Just seemed that once the coverage breaks down and there's nothing downfield, that's when he utilized his legs. So we'll see if this carries over. I think we can all agree it's Furman. And the defense, we won't dwell on it too much because according to Wes Goodwin and Coach Sweeney, they're not worried about it. They're not worried about the defense. They really continue to point to the short week. Tyler Davis didn't play. He was a little bit banged up. As a matter of fact, in his post-game comments, Dabo Sweeney talks about what they're going to have to do against Louisiana Tech, not the least of which, improving the screen game defensively. Furman came out and cut Clemson quite a bit. I suppose they were not expecting that. Probably didn't have that on film. And Coach Sweeney and Coach Goodwin, to a man, said, hey, we know what this defense is going to be. And Wes Goodwin even said when pressed on specifically some things that Clemson may need to work on and with the players, their reaction may be to it. He said they know their mistakes. They already know they're very self-aware. We'll obviously go over it, and we'll talk about it starting on Monday. But they know right now, and they made some nice halftime adjustments, limiting Furman in the second half to just 3 points. But in the end, Furman outgained Clemson, and I don't think anyone would have seen that coming. But it seems that Coach Sweeney really didn't dwell on that too much, didn't spend too much time discussing that. It did spend some time talking about EJ Williams, and I know Clemson fans are happy with EJ Williams and what he's bringing to the table. And Coach Sweeney said, we've had a few of those around here, probably talking about in the past, like Sammy Watkins and Justin Ross, DeAndre Hopkins, and others, had a few of those around here. And then he capped it with, wait until you see Adam Randall, who's an outstanding player, obviously, from Myrtle Beach, towards ACL in spring and is expected back, if not next week, then the week after. And Coach Sweeney said he is playing football. When asked about how he looks, he says he's playing football. He's not been greenlit yet, so we'll see. So a lot of good news for Clemson coming out of the first 2 weeks, not the least of which DJ Uiagalelei looks comfortable, looks quite comfortable. The defense, I think we can all agree, that's a wait and see. The defense is expected to be very good, elite as it has been under Brent Venables and then rolling into this season. And they certainly looked elite in the first week against Georgia Tech. Just didn't have the film on Furman. That's what they're owing, meaning the defensive coordinators are owing this to. Now let's spin it ahead. What does Clemson need to do next week against Louisiana Tech? Keep the ball rolling, stay in the non-conference slate. They probably can't prove anything next week either against Louisiana Tech in a night game here at Death Valley. But what they can do is, as Coach Sweeney said in his post-game comments, build upon this victory, continue to build on it. So that's it from here at Death Valley. Be sure to check out all week. We'll have the updates. We'll have the press conferences from the coaches as the week moves along, as they prep for Louisiana Tech and Clemson stays in non-conference play. That's all happening at sportstalksc.com. And, of course, our statewide network, the Sports Talk Media Network, on a radio station near you. Find your local station, our local affiliate, at sportstalksc.com. That's it. Sports Talk at the Stadium, presented by the South Carolina Beef Council. We'll be here next week for the Tigers and Louisiana Tech.